Hey guys, this is going to be a very new shot, and right now I'm using my action camera and I'm put it on the widest view possible. Like you can see that here is my guitar, here is where I sleep, and this is the yoga mat, and this is who I am. And I think you can see a lot of actions happening around. Like that's the beauty of action camera, to be honest, and I like it. Like it is giving me a very new kind of perspective of life. So yeah. Today, I was not having any specific thing to talk about, but recently I have been searching about a topic which has coined by one of the person whom I know, and that person has asked me that whether am I neurodivergent or not. So the topic has to be related with neurodivergent thing. As you guys might have known that neurodivergent is sort of a person like who has a different neuroarchitecture. What I mean by a different neuroarchitecture is that during his uh, childhood development, or maybe in his from the very beginning, his architecture has been different from a normal person. Like for example, if if the line has to go from A to B, that person might have accidentally, due to some injuries in the childhood time, like in the development age, like as you know that from the age of 0 to 5, there are a lot of things happening in the brain, and a lot of things like our social, our ways of doing things, like a lot of things are going to decided on the very first few years of our life. So maybe due to injury, or maybe due to some things in the development stage, that person has got divergent, and the usual lining would be from A to B, that lining has gone toward A to C. So the architecture has changed, and due to that, that person is called neurodivergent and treated as different than a normal person. Mostly neurodivergent people are since birth, and they cannot fix it. Like for example, if you are dyslexic, you cannot read properly. Even if you want to, you cannot change it. If a person with ADHD, that person is going to have the deficiency no matter what. If you have autistic, like autistic, you cannot change it. Even if you want to change it, you cannot. So these terminologies are very fixed. They cannot be used very loosely. And today I am going to talk about these kind of topics which I have thought that people are using very loosely nowadays. And what I mean that, like for example, in my case, I don't believe I have ADHD. I don't believe that I'm autistic. I don't believe that I have uh, neurodivergent. I am neurodivergent. Just because I act in a certain way, I have social issues, and my upbringing has been like a different kind of a thing, has made me sort of behave in that way. That doesn't mean that I'm a neurodivergent or ADHD or autistic, or I'm a bipolar disorder or anything. So like when that person asked me that question, I had that kind of a feeling, like it has been used loosely nowadays, that whenever you see something, you just point that person that he has the ADHD or she has the ADHD, or yeah. So my issue is not going to be like what is neurodivergent and how to do things and how to make things, because technically I don't know much about it. I am very much interested knowing these things, but I don't have that much of information to like to speak something like mindfully or something valuable to any person who is a neurodivergent. And I have like my heart going out for them, that they are suffering from it. And I can understand that these kind of things are very big thing to deal with. And yeah, but my problem and the topic which I am talking about on this video is those things that associating people with neurodivergent thing too easily and too hastily. Just like I gave the example that I am a socially awkward, and that socially awkward doesn't have to be related with neurodivergent. Like, as I remember that I had a very great like development. Like when I was 5 years old or 6 years old or 10 years old, I had a normal life. Like I used to talk with a lot of people. I had a lot of friends. But after that, due to some like instances, my life has completely changed. And that changed made me like stutter, like made me do things which people associate with ADHD, with people associate with autistic. I started living alone. I started living like solo. I started behaving something different. And people thought that maybe I have some issues. But the problem with this thing is that if you associate like the things like neurodivergent so loosely and make it like telling me, like if a person is telling me that I am ADHD or I have that thing, I cannot fix it. This cannot be fixed. ADHD person cannot fix himself. I cannot fix myself. But if you tell me that I am a different person and I can be fixed and I can be like in normal circumstances, I can work normally. I think I can work normally. I don't think I have that neurodivergent thing. So yeah, the loosely thing is the thing which I am very triggered with. And um, in the recent scenario, I was like also looking at some other topics, like for example, like sociopath and psychopath. Like as you guys know, that sociopath and psychopath are very much similar, but there is a very big change between them. Like socio means social, and psychopath means psycho. Psycho means brain. Psycho means something related to brain and brain autonomy. And socio is something related to social. So if a person who has like kind of a malfunction in their brain, and from the very beginning, like since their childhood or since their in their development stage, they have some issues. They have a different architecture. They somehow act differently than a normal person. Like for example, if you pinch that person might have it reacted in a different way. So a sociopath cannot be fixed. A sociopath will always be have that issue, that because he cannot like do something about the neuroarchitecture in the brain. But the psychopath, like who has a very good life, like very good development stage, has no issues, has a great parents, has a like DNA, RNA, whatever. I don't know much about it, but they have like very normal life. But after then, the social pressure or maybe social like things, or maybe something happened to them, something traumatic happened, or maybe things which has socially impacted them, has changed their behavior. They can be fixed. They can be There can be things which can be done on them and they can recover. I think most of the people are socio thing rather than psycho thing. That's what I believe. And the main issue, like which I feel that people loosely using this both of the things simultaneously. Like if a person tells me that, looking at me, like if I am in a restaurant and I am sitting like not talking with people, and like that's a normal thing with me. Even if I am with my friends, I usually sit, not talk much, and I look like a person who has some disorder. But honestly, I don't have that disorder. I have some social issues which has developed in my childhood, like after the child, not in the development stage, but in my school, in my college, in the interacting with people. I'm not the same with every person. I am different with every single person. I have the choice. I have the choice whether I want to say, whether I don't want to say. But people have considered me like I have ADHD sort of, and that really bothers me. I honestly don't know whether they are right or not. But the thing is that it makes me question, like the same thing which I said, that people using very loosely is the main issue. Also, I have a sort of a great analogy behind this. Like, for example, if a person is a neurodivergent, he cannot fix it. He cannot fix it, and he has to understand that he is not going to be fixed, and he has to live his life with that. But a person who doesn't have that, a person who can be fixed, a person who can be nurtured, who can be evolved, if he start believing that he has something which he doesn't, like for example, if I start believing that my social anxiety is not related with um, physical architecture in my brain or something which is I am born with, then I have a chance to get it, to get better. I have a chance to evolve. I have a chance to make it better. And if a person like keeps telling you, like for example, if all other people are keep telling me that I have ADHD, then I don't feel like evolving myself. I will feel like, oh, whatever. I have ADHD. I cannot fix myself, and there is no point of fixing myself. Let it be whatever it is. So these kind of things are very serious, to be honest, for me. And I think it should be serious, like for many of the people, that if you tell that person that he cannot be fixed, then the person will take himself very lightly, and that person will keep making faults and thinking that he cannot fix anything. Like, for example, if a person um, thinks that he has the disorder of attention, and if I tell that person that, oh, please fix this, and then he replies me back that he has ADHD, even if he doesn't have that, she will tell that I cannot fix it, you have to deal with it. Then I cannot do anything, to be honest, because that person is already deluded by the fact that he cannot be fixed, because he already has associated herself or himself with a thing that cannot be fixed. And that's the issue. That's the main thing which I want to talk about, that people has associated so loosely so early and made them realize that it cannot be fixed. And most of the people, I don't think that most of the people have a neuropsychiatry kind of architecture thing which has made them like a sort of a disorder or anything. I might be wrong. I also might be a person who has sort of a disorder, but still believe in myself that I had a good development stage. I have a good DNA. I have a good parents, and they have cared me like in a normal way, in a good way. But maybe there could be a thing. Maybe there could be a certain thing that happened in the childhood that might have considered in a neuro divergent thing. But I don't think that it is. I think my social anxiety has come through the social pressure which I felt, which I couldn't able to solve in my childhood days, like in the school, in the college. I could have done better. I could have like handled it better, and that could have been a major change. So if I consider that a thing might have happened with me and I cannot change, is going to be a very terrible thing for me, because that makes me believe that I don't have any issue left. Sorry, I cannot fix any issue, so why bother about talking about that? But if I believe that I can be fixed, if I believe that the things which I am dealing with can be fixed, then I might have the chance to fixing it. And I think most of the people who have the belief that they are either ADHD or autistic or something, I think they should go to doctor or whatever. I don't know much about that, how to get tested. But if they believe that they have it, please get it tested, or don't believe in those kind of things. Either either go test it and get confirmed, or start making yourself better in a right positive way. If you stop yourself thinking that now you have ADHD, even you don't have that, and believe that you cannot be fixed, and the person who is talking to you has to respect you, then technically you are bullshitting about it. And I want the people who don't have it, I want them to understand that go and check it out. If not, then please try to fix yourself. And I think everyone should fix themselves. I'm not talking about ADHD, I'm not talking about those things who believe that they have it, but they don't. I have a major respect to those people who have it. And but I just have that issue that if you are loosely using that word, which is a very heavy word to be honest, in my think, then it should be like इतनी आसानी से नहीं बोलना चाहिए. Like that's what I believe.